On UFC 296 this Saturday, Las Vegas, the former bantamweight champion of the world, Cody Garbrandt, back at it against Brian Boom Kelleher. Cody, always a pleasure to chat with you. Fresh off of a really nice redemptive win earlier this year, what's the mindset coming into this matchup?
Just pick it up where I left off. It's been some time since I've been inside the octagon, but constantly working, constantly growing. Obviously there's a little bit of adversity, injuries that plague the sport when you train at this kind of level and this kind of intensity year round. It's hard to stay healthy. But I feel like I got the right formula this time around. Moving back to the UFC Performance Institute, really structurizing my camp, my training, my physical therapy, adding some little elements in. Just excited to get in there. I'm happy. I'm healthy. Mentally, physically. I've never been better. So I'm just excited to go in there. Cut the rest of the weight today and weigh in tomorrow, and then have some fun on Saturday.
That's so great to hear. Always been a fan favorite. We've always wanted to see you put, the health, put everything back in order. And we got to see that in your last fight to see you get your hand raised. Look, this sport can be brutal and unforgiving. How much was it just a relief, a breath of fresh air to be able to get back on track?
It was nice to get the win. Obviously, of course, that's what we want to do. We're judged off of wins and losses in this sport. But for me, I'm still, freshly moved to Vegas, had crazy injuries. I mean, I got injections 5 days before in my neck, had 3 herniated bulging discs in my neck. The morning of the fight and the shakeout, I ended up getting injured. But I was like, you know what? I got to control what I control. I might not have my my left arm, but I have other tools to use. So it's kind of what you're faced with last camp. Trevor Jones is a tough individual. I just keep it smart and do what I do to get the win. But this camp's been great. I really had a great camp. I can't say I had any bad days. I'm just looking forward to getting in there and just continue to add on to this win streak.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see you added on to such a deep card on Saturday, last pay-per-view, last event of the year for the UFC. You never would have gotten to where you were in your career without incredible mental toughness. When you go through these ups and downs, and look, you want to put together W's as much as your fans want you to, what is the thing you lean on to get through? Because everybody's sort of got that a mantra or something that gets them through the hard times. What has that been for you?
For me, it's just I've been through a lot in life, and I've had a lot less than I do now. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, if the worst thing that happened to me, I lose a UFC fight, then I live a pretty good life. There's people all around the world that are suffering from far more and greater things that they deal with on a daily basis. Where their money is going to come to feed their family and all kinds of other things. So I'm just blessed that I get to be able to chase this dream every day. Every day I get to wake up and get to go to a job that I love to do, as grueling and taxing and, as the highs and the lows of this sport and then, this career can bring. I'm blessed, man. I just fill my life with gratitude, gratitude, thankful. And I get to get up and go to a job that I love to do, and put the hard work in and, you reap the benefits from it.
Yeah, absolutely. So great to hear. Brian Kelleher, a respected veteran himself, coming back from an incredible turnaround on neck surgery. What type of matchup do you expect when your two styles clash together?
Yeah, hats off to Brian. He's a veteran. He's got a ton of fights, ton of experience. He's been in, was former world champion as well. Beat him and Brow. He's got some nice wins. He's got some nice, he's got some skill to him. You know what I mean? It's a great fight. Stylistically, he brings it. He's got power in his hands. He's got a good submission arsenal. But I'm light years ahead of this guy. I'm ready to showcase that on Saturday. Healthy. Me and just motivated me is just excited to go in there. But like I said, I have to tip my hat off to him, coming back from injury as well. I know that how hard that is, personally. So who knows what Brian Kelleher is going to show up on Saturday, but I know that I'll be the best version of myself.
Look, if you're able to close this calendar year with another victory, certainly going to be looking for big things ahead in 2024. What are your goals? What are you looking to do with the time you have left at age 32 here inside the octagon?
Yeah, after this knockout victory over Brian this Saturday, I like to stay busy in the next year, 2024. I think 3 fights would be obtainable and realistic. for me and what I want to do. It'll keep me busy. You know, I love training. I love being in the gym. I have no other hobbies but training and fighting. And you know, now moving to Vegas and getting my team and coaches all together. You know, it's you know, it's time to make another run, and that's what I'm looking forward to. But not looking past Brian on Saturday. I'm very excited. You know, I'm engaged with what I have to do, and I'm excited to go out there and get this victory.
When we talk about the highs and lows of this game, certainly we can focus on the lows, but what are the highs for you? What is the thing about this sport, this profession that gets you out of bed to train, that you know, ignites your passion?
For me, it'd be the unknowing. You know, you can prepare so well mentally, physically, emotionally to go on there and feel like you're going to win and do everything right. You know, but still the unknowing. It's a game of inches. You know, inside there. So you know, until the job's done, to your hands raised, you're walking back out of the octagon to go collect your check. Then it's, you know, all right, here we go. We have that little moment of, all right, realization it's over with. This camp's done. Now we're moving forward. And I think it's huge for athletes and as fighters to not only, you know, reward themselves with the victory and take some time to let that digest, but also to plan for the next fights. You know, not looking over your opponent, you know, per se, but you know, plan your career, call your shots. You know, like that's our time after our win is, you know, when Joe Rogan's interviewing you and you're, hey, you got the mic, who you want to fight next. So you know, I'll be dropping some big call outs after this win. But like I said, I'm focusing on Brian and excited to stay busy in 2024 and give my fans some, you know, action packed fights. You know, I really love the support that I have from them. I miss fighting so much. I mean, I it's you know, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. I'm just very excited and honestly thankful that I'm healthy. You know, all camp I've had a great camp. I have no excuses going inside this Saturday. Just have nothing but positivity and looking forward to, you know, getting a dub.
When you made that move to 125 pounds, in hindsight, how hard was that? I mean, what is that like to cut down like that so aggressively?
Honestly, it wasn't the weight cut was easy. The weight cut was easy for me. It was actually easier than my last cut to 35. You know, and actually
Wow.
I've been the biggest I've been. You know, starting camp. I started this camp at 163, 164. So and I stayed pretty more heavier this camp. I think that's a huge reason why I'm so healthy. I used to get down really low, and then you know the body just starts feeling it. You know, as you know, 4 or 5 weeks left of camp, and you're already, you know, 12, 13 pounds over. So I stayed healthier, heavier in camp, and I think that allowed me to not only push more skill practices, but stay, you know, healthy and train and get all my, you know, no stones left unturned this camp. But for me, it was different. At 25, I was just at a different place in my life. You know, I had a lot of different change going on. I was just so focused on making the weight. The recharge after making the weight, I just didn't think that my body was going to hold on to all that it did. And I think I walked into the octagon like 157 pounds. So I just felt lethargic and slow. Probably should have done a trial cut before 25, but you know, in the UFC, you know, offers you this fight, hey, win this fight, you're fighting for a title, you're going to take it. And there's no time to kind of second guess. So, you know, I made the way, but yeah, I'm not saying 25 is out of the picture. I felt great there. I think that I would do a little bit of things differently. The experience, know that I can make it, you know, was, you know, the fortitude to do that was, you know, about a 3 month, you know, weight cut diet, you know, which I mean, I'm a professional and make a weight always, but, going in there and being able to optimize my training camp and the weight cut. I do a little bit of things differently, but 35 is my home, you know, and this is where I'm going to be. You know, I'm looking for, you know, finish this year with the big knockout win and going to 2024 and just keep this momentum going.
Look, you know, everyone loves to reference the Roy Jones. You all must have forgot when
Yep.
it's time to reinvent, when it's time to prove the critics wrong. Do you get motivated in that same way?
Man, you know how many times I've had that song just play in my head. Like I got to remind me, you know, I mean, I know who I am at the end of the day. I look at myself in the mirror, you know, daily, you know, and so yeah, I'm Roy Jones in on Saturday. You know, I'm
Hell
gonna
yeah.
remind everybody who I am and where I'm going to be, and I'm here to stay. So like I said, just excited, and just thankful that everything has gone well. I hope Brian had a great camp and is ready to go in there and put it on.
All right, let me close with this. As you grow as a veteran, you certainly have to evolve with this game because it moves so fast. When you look back at the Cody who beat Dominic Cruz to raise that title, how different are you all these years later just from the accumulation of experience and everything that comes with evolving with this game?
Yeah, I think honestly, what the biggest difference is from, that Cody to this, to me now, present day. Man, I didn't know a lot. I just fought, and just that's what it was. It was all reaction and, things inside of there, kind of I think more on the business side of things. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
keep me busy, I want to fight, I want to fight. 4 fights in 1 year, fighting injured, most of that year was tough on me. It came at a toll on my body, and then later on, things started unraveling. Leading up, I was like almost a whole year out to fight TJ with the back injury. So yeah, that's this past fight I had to pull out of the fight. I hated doing it, but man, I was just not going in that octagon the way that I was feeling all camp. And
Yeah.
I got the injections. They said they were going to work. They didn't work. I couldn't fool myself. I've done that before where I've gotten injections 10 days before I fought TJ in New York, and they numbed me up with 8 epidural shots and went inside there, and it just, the camp was compromised as it was, and I had a very compromised camp for the Mario fight, and I promised myself I would never fight like that again because I love the sport so much. That's not fair to me, fair to my opponent, and ultimately just fair to myself because what I lost in that fight. But so being experienced in that realm has helped me out so much to where it's not that mental battle. It's getting the guy onto that rope, like, oh, maybe hopefully just I'm just going to these practices and getting through them. Like, no, like I go to practice with an intent and a purpose to get better each session, each week. And that's what I did each week. I was progressing in camp and sparring and things that I was able to do, and just the way that my body was reacting to, the new skill and the added training and the high intensity. Like it was a great camp. Like I said, I'm just excited to go out there and showcase what me and my coaches and teammates have been doing all camp, just working hard and getting ready for this win.
Well, I can hear the maturity in your voice, the wisdom, the gratitude, as you mentioned. We wish you nothing but the best coming back Saturday, UFC 296. Cody, always a fan favorite. Great to chat with you, and best of luck, brother.
You too, man. Have a good one. See you soon.